She's vlogging on the nice camera. Okay, nice is maybe not the correct term considering it is so old. But hey, don't think it's so nice. I almost said Betty White. Oh, R.I.P. Damn, that was depressing. Hello, welcome back to the vlog. I have so much to catch you up on. First of all, my birthday passed. Did I cry for probably a week straight? Yes. I haven't done a vlog in a little bit because my last video was my wavy hair routine. So if you want to see how I do it, this is probably not the biggest selling factor of what I'm working with right now, but that's because today is my hair washing day. So I'm gonna hopefully do that later if I don't get too tired. I guess we should probably go chronologically. And by chronologically, because I'm not good with time or most things. I think it might have been our last vlog where in the intro I noticed what I thought was mouse poop. I think that's mouse poop. It was not mouse poop. Turns out it was cockroach poop. I know. Give me a spider any day. Cockroaches, no go. When I was in college, I think I've talked about it on this channel. Maybe on my vlog channel. R.I.P. I don't know which way to do that. I probably shouldn't do that, right? That's like blasphemy. Does blasphemy only apply to religion? I feel like it was on Seventh Heaven. Why I watched that show? I don't know. My college apartment that I moved into, that was an incredibly traumatic experience. We had massive cockroaches. Riverside, California, they are known for a lot of things. And giant cockroaches. I'm talking body like not even body like a back road, body like a semi truck on a freeway, on an interstate. Huge. I used to just wear Uggs because those were the only shoes I felt comfortable enough to like actually be able to smash it, kill it. If you are anti-killing cockroaches, this is not the right place for you. You can imagine a very traumatic experience in its own right, college, and then cockroaches, trauma in its own. Those traumas blend together to form super trauma. Going to the CW. Sorry. Then I moved to LA and I moved into these apartments. Am I gonna slander them? Yes, I am. Park La Brea apartments. I lived on the, I don't know, 20th floor, 16th floor, 30th floor, something ridiculously high. And I had cockroaches in my apartment. They came and sprayed once a week. They didn't go away. So first I took over my kitchen and I was like, okay, cool, can't go to the kitchen. Then they took over my living room and I was like, cool, can't go to the living room. Then they took over the bathroom and I was like, sick, don't need a bathroom. Then finally, one night, I was laying on my pillow. Pretend this has a pillowcase on it. I mean, get the side that doesn't have my nosebleed. We all have a pillow like that. I'm laying on the pillow trying to fall asleep and what walks across? A cockroach walking right past my eyes. Me? Cockroach. So you can bet that my screams could probably be heard all the way through the neighborhood at 2 a.m. when I'm in the bathroom, here, brushing my teeth, right over there. And I don't have my glasses on, and I just look over, my eyes catch this thing scurrying across. I screamed. It looks at me. We are connecting soul to soul. I'm seeing in its eyes, it going, ruh-roh, and I'm looking at it going, you doing here? I'm screaming. I'm like, Matt. I've stood on top of the edge of the bathroom, toothbrush still in my mouth, like just spit everywhere, screaming. He wakes up. Yeah, he was asleep, I know. So we have one of those mouse traps right in the corner of the bathroom and he puts it on top of it. Well, how are we gonna get this out? He's half asleep. I'm like just shaken up. Do you want me to try and take it outside? And I love him to absolute death, but he has lost many a spider. He one time lost a spider that he was killing like above our bed and he's like, I don't know where it went. I was like, well, it probably fell in our bed. I think he didn't have shoes on and wasn't thinking about killing it. The options were trapped under this thing or we're gonna take it outside. And I was like, no, just leave it trapped under there. We can like kill him in the morning. The next morning, he wakes me up, as he does, cute little kiss on the cheek, a little whisper, I love you. And then he goes, by the way, the cockroach wasn't under there this morning. And I wake up, excuse me, what? I don't know where it went, but going to sleep, it's fine. So now I know that there's a cockroach roaming the house. I was gonna say long story short, but that was a long story. So I called an exterminator. He is lovely. He set up traps for us in the bathroom, that kind of like entry area, as well as like the one place in the living room where we saw the cockroach poop. And he comes back every week. I think the last time he comes is like in 2 days from now. He's come back every week to like check on the traps. And the good news is we caught the singular roach. It was just one. We have not seen any more since, and we figured out how it most likely got in. The first thing is 100% my bad. Our furnace is built with asbestos in like the lining, so we don't use our heat, which most people in Los Angeles don't use their heat. But there is a vent in the bathroom that is like connected to that. It's totally safe, completely fine, but the grates are wide. I had been meaning to put something over it. Literally the second we moved in, I was like, oh, this literally goes just straight to our foundation. Like you can like look down and see the dirt of our foundation there. Oh, we should cover this, we should cover this, we should cover this. And then naturally I forgot. That's how I got into the house, because that vent is literally right next to where I saw it. And how it got under the house is when we were getting our sewage system fixed. There's like this pipe kind of thing and this netting around it that goes again to like the foundation of the house. And when they were replacing it, the netting got stretched about 2 inches. And when the exterminator came, he like did a whole inspection of the house. He looked at it and he was like, this is how they got in under the house. Did you do any plumbing work recently? We're like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, so this stretch, like it can't be this wide. Things can crawl through. And so that's how they got into the foundation of the house. And then that's how they got up in here. The singular cockroach has been secured. We have not seen any more since, and I'm feeling confident. And I'm feeling confident that if they do come back, I really like this guy and he's very cool and very chill. So I'm confident that he would handle it. Next thing you missed, we finally hung the curtains in the bedroom. This was incredibly stupid. And part of me didn't even want to share this because it's embarrassing, but as first-time homeowners, we're gonna make mistakes. It's important to share when we make said mistakes, so maybe that can prevent you from making the same mistakes. Our house was built in the 40s and we have lead paint here. And lead paint is not dangerous if you just let it be. It is similar to asbestos, like you just don't mess with it and it's fine. You obviously don't want to eat lead paint chips. It is smart to get like tested for lead poisoning, check your lead level. The lead poisoning of, what is it, the 60s through the 80s? That was because we had a surplus of lead in everything, like our cookware, our spatulas, leaded gas, just everything had lead. The thing that you should be cautious of when you have lead paint is you don't want to have lead dust. And lead dust comes from construction, of taking down walls that have lead paint on them, as well as drilling holes for, you guessed it, curtain. There was a part of my brain that was trying to tell me that. I'm like laying things down. I didn't want it to get on the rug. I had made us both wear eyewear and masks, which someone DM'd me and they're like, you're wearing a mask inside your own home? We're clearly using tools for dust. I'm also making us like wash our hands a lot, use like Dawn dish soap, making us change our shoes from the shoes that we keep in the bedroom when we're working and then one's out, and the same thing with clothes. It was there, but it just wasn't all the way. When we're finally done hanging the curtains, I see like the little piles of dust and things. That little voice in my head was screaming, and as Mott's was about to vacuum, I was like, nope, let's not do the vacuum. I'm gonna read the best way to like dispose of this. I come across the City of Los Angeles instructions for how to remove of lead paint dust when doing home repairs and upgrades, and it is just an extensive, very thorough, very, very helpful list of about 35 things we did not do. Needless to say, it was incredibly stressful. Tensions were high, and I did feel a lot more at peace once I started looking at Reddit of people who had done the exact same thing. And it was very much, you know, it happened. Don't let it happen again. It happening one time is not going to cause anything serious. You don't have no babies in the house, no pets in the house, no one ingested this. It's fine, just don't do it again. And that was weirdly the most comforting, overarching home advice. Perfect. It wasn't great, just don't do it again. Perfect. Now we know how to go about it the next time. Then this week I went to the doctor. I have been dealing with long COVID, and next month it will be a year of it. I talked about it way more at length in my last vlog and like my symptoms and what I am currently dealing with, so I will link that down below. But I went to my doctor's appointment, got a new primary care physician. He's great. I really like him. I specifically chose a doctor who is young. Megan, that's ageist. In my personal experience, this is like not overarching at all, but a lot of younger practitioners who are recently out of school, more recently than people who have been doctors for a very, very, very long time, they're very open to learning new information and not feeling super attacked. Anecdotally, especially on like long haulers subreddits, people have really recommended seeing younger doctors. They just tend to be more educated and more willing to like hear you out and more sympathetic about this. And that was definitely the case. He sent me recommendations to a bunch of different specialists that I'm gonna see, and he wants me to do pulmonary rehab? Some breath thing. My birthday balloons. It's an I and an L and a Y. We are currently deciding what color to paint the living room. I don't know if you can tell, it's like not showing as much on camera. The wall color skews really, really green. We have like 3 regular windows and then our like big bay window. There's just a ton of greenery in all of them. That light like filtering through casts like a really greeny shade on the walls, which are supposed to look kind of white. To counteract the green, online it said either peachy undertone or a pink undertone that would cancel that green out and have it just look like a true white. We grabbed a couple of white paint samples and like very, very, very light peaches as well as pinks. And then we also grabbed some that leaned more into pink or the peach. Obviously I taped them up to see how they look at different points of the day. And I think we have some top contenders. My top 2 are these 2. Forget what this is, like Valspar, whatever Lowe's paint brand that they have. This is ultra white and then this is Naivete. Can we stop with those names with like light pink colors? It's just weird. If we went for like leaning more into a color, this was my favorite. And this one is 𝘆cie𝗂'𝗿𝗍. Now that we've narrowed it down, we're gonna get some poster boards and paint them with like samples of the colors that we like. Tape it onto one wall one day, look at it through all different lights, and then the next wall, the next day to look at through all different lights to make sure that we like which one we pick. And then eventually we'll be painting this room. I don't know where on the priority list this lies, but before we're putting lots of stuff up on the walls. I mentioned at the end of my last vlog that I wanted to start doing like room by room or section by section, area by area, start and finish certain projects just so I would feel more accomplished and more motivated. The room I wanted to start with first is our bathroom. I'm obsessed with our bathroom. One of like the biggest selling factors for me on this house was the fact that it had the original tile. So I've been working on a mood board. I'm going to include it here. Right now the color scheme that we are leaning towards is obviously the pinks and then some greens, some blues, wood tones, gold tones. So far the only thing we've got for the bathroom already are the hand towels. We went to IKEA. We're gonna get the towel version as well as like the washcloth versions. I need to go to World Market this week to pick up the 2 bath mats. I don't plan on doing those 2 bath mats in the bathroom. I just want to figure out which one I like more. And for the prints, all of the ones that I have on my mood board are all from Etsy. I will link them. I'm not like married to all of them. It's mostly just like color schemes and tones. So one of my best friends and I, we are going to go to a couple of local thrift stores this week and look for some fun picture frames. In addition to the mood board, I also made like a loose budget / cost breakdown. Math is not my strong suit, so I don't know if I calculated for the right amount of tax with everything and I didn't factor in shipping. My issue is not spending too much money. My issue is being too cheap and thinking that everything costs way more because I can't do math. So I just round everything up and I assume everything is, I'm like, oh, $10 and then this is like $35 and that's like $9. I'm like, so $100. You see what I mean? Right now it's looking like an estimated $500. But if you think about it this way, we are replacing all of our towels. Our towels are so old and so dingy. And if you took away the light fixtures, it's like $200, which is a lot of money, but I feel confident and good about this. We've got work to do. And I realized I didn't ask before, I do want to know if it's possible to like change out the front part of our medicine cabinet. It is crooked. This is the medicine cabinet. Definitely needs to be cleaned. Do you see that it's crooked? I like the storage. It's definitely old, but it is in the wall. So I don't know if we just replace the front of it, the back of it, like this is all fine. I could paint that if I really wanted to. This is what I thought about, like, do we do a rub and buff kind of gold situation on here? Or do we replace it with something else? I just also haven't thought about ways to like update it. So it's been a few days. I went thrifting with one of my best friends and I actually got almost all the picture frames I think I'm gonna need. I got these 2 frames from Michael's. This one is like a rosy kind of gold copper color with some nice texture on it. And then this one is silver. I'm planning on painting this one. I don't know if I'm gonna use all 3 of these in the same area. This one might be the one that we swap out and don't use there. And then the 2 picture frames that I thrifted. How pretty is that? Those are like actual tiles and you can even see a little bit of like chipping. And that color, that little chipping color, that is pretty much that same kind of warm pinky terracotta that we have in half of our tiles. So I think this will be cool. It is gonna be a journey to figure out how to hang it. I'm definitely gonna have to super glue a hanging mechanism on it. And there's no glass. I think what I'm gonna do is actually just paint something or watercolor something and put that in here, so if it gets ruined, I'm not as sad as if I spent a ton of money on a picture or something. And the last picture frame is this. Matza's joke that we should just keep this photo in there. I really love the matte color. Again, it just ties in all the colors in the bathroom. I think that one might have been $5.99 or maybe they're both $6.99. Then I stopped by World Market and got the bath mat. I looked at both of the ones that I have on the mood board, and the one that looks more red in photos is like a very weird blue toned kind of magenta, not so much of a red. And I think this is so nice and will look really cute. Do not look at the self-tan coming off. And okay, I know. I'm scrubbing it off tonight or tomorrow. I basically have to decide if we're gonna do 2 photos here or maybe 3. This tape is from where I had laid out a mock-up of how big this frame that we already have is to go there. And I think it's gonna work. It might be a little big, but we already have it, so I'm not putting any money towards it. The print that has the dog on it, that one is going to go right here. And I'm undecided if anything is gonna go on this wall. I think we'll put up the rest of the photos first and then see what we think. I ordered all of the prints. I'm excited to show you which ones that we chose. And I also ordered the light fixture, the vanity one. I still have not decided what one we're gonna do for the ceiling fixture. These aren't like the craziest high ceilings, they're very standard, but our last place had really high ceilings, so I have kind of like a skewed concept of what I like because I haven't lived in a place with lower ceilings in a while, so I don't know what's actually gonna look great. So this I'm gonna hold off on until we start doing the rest of the stuff to decide if we want something that's a little bit more of a statement or we want to just keep it because it blends in pretty nicely. I do have a somewhat devastating update. We saw another roach. I know. This one we saw in our living room, and I neglected to realize that the issue we had with the vent in the bathroom, the too wide thing straight to the foundation, yeah, it turns out we also had one right there. So both are currently covered with tin foil. It's looking really professional, very aesthetic. We did kill that cockroach, so feeling good about that. I neglected to say what we found out from our exterminator, that we have American cockroaches, the Trump family. No, I'm not. I guess they're also known as water cockroaches or something involving an aquatic word. And that's because they come through the pipes and they like wet/moist areas. They can like move around, but that's kind of where they come from. Has it made me absolutely terrified to ever turn on a faucet? Because like, what if one comes out? He then said they could come from the toilet. And I was like, sir, I'm gonna need you to stop talking. Cause like, I'm just full of holes, you know what I mean? If you are someone with vagina, are you ever so like acutely aware? Wow, I have so many holes. And I know people with peens, like you have your little pee hole, but that eventually doesn't dilate to like shove a head out of. No, I am just so aware of how many holes I have. Freaky. This vlog is pretty long, so I feel like I'm gonna wrap it up here. Also because I'm still waiting on everything that I ordered to come in. This process of decorating and making over one room or one whole area, I think I'll probably have to do a couple parts to these videos. Hopefully by the next one, I will have gotten everything in and we can start working on install and maybe even a final reveal. I'm really excited about it.